Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. And hey, American Born, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Sharon Gottwald, thank you so much for being here. So today, guys, this is what we're going to be talking about. Dr. Heavenly and Mariah, what had happened, okay? Because there are a lot of different versions out there about the downfall of their relationship, why Mariah left the show, and this could potentially and more than likely be a two-part video because I don't want the video to be too long. So, I have been looking into some things and I don't have like a big reveal here, but some of the things that have been going on have been made clear. Hey, Mama B is my moderator. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope your event went great. So let me go ahead and remove this banner. I found a video that I wanted to share with you guys that does answer some of the questions that we all have. So let me share my screen so we can get into it and I can react to it. So I will be periodically stopping the video so that I can react. Let's go. Great, great. Just getting past this commercial. And then, okay, here we go.
Twist was funky.com. Here is part 2 of my sit down with Dr. Heavenly Combs from Bravo TV's Married to Medicine. Now, on this part, she is giving us the full rundown of what happened between her and Mariah Huq. Now, I watched the show. I was trying to figure out in my brain, why were her and Mariah going back and forth?
Now, guys, in case you don't know, this is Oliver Twixt. He is a guy that recently was in the whole beef with Michelle Atielian and Funky Dineva. So Funky Dineva, obviously, he crashed out on social media recently, and he said that Oliver Twixt seen Michelle Atielian at Nene Leakes, launch of her new podcast, and he co-signed what Funky Dineva said. I'm not going to get into the things and the things of it, but we all know what was said that Funky Dineva said that Oliver Twixt said when he seen Michelle at the show. Okay, so some of this might bring things together because he did this podcast on Funky Dineva's channel. So obviously they're good friends. They work together. They do things together. So, obviously he would have private conversations with Funky Dineva. But, when you have conversations with a friend, like you don't expect that friend to go and blast you and let everybody know where the information came from. Okay. So Dr. Heavenly went on the podcast because they're all in the same group circle as well as Quad. So it would make sense why Funky Dineva decided to crash out on social media on Michelle Atielian talking about, the whole thing with Quad's man King and, his court case and what's going on with him. Let's continue.
Forth at the reunion. Nothing happened during the season that will point to them having an argument or disagreement at the reunion. As y'all watching this, I'm sitting there cool, calm, and collected as best as I can. But when I am telling you I am dying on the inside, take a look. Now, I know that you were a part of the earlier pilots of the show.
Right.
Tell me about that. And then I'm going to tell you what Mariah said about that pilot.
I have to get credit where credit is due. Mariah did cast that show. She did a hell of a job. She had a group of women. It was me, another lady named Charlotte. I don't know if I can mention her name. A white lady, Carrie. Simone, Jackie came later. She cast the show. She shot it. She got it. So now, when she first brought it to me, I thought she was full of crap. I didn't, really know her. This girl come in saying that she got this show. Whatever. Yeah, right. Whatever. Okay. The problem that I had with Mariah was when she shot the show and she actually sold it. In the end, she told us that we were all a part of the cast or whatever. Then she brought these contracts in, and the contracts, you can negotiate anything, right? But when somebody brings something to you and it's way out of whack, it's like you just walk away from it. It's like, I don't want to work with this person because they're not forthright.
What did the contract say?
Well, she said that she was our exclusive manager and she got 20% of everything we got for the next 5 years, I think. So any endorsements you got, anything you got from the show, she would get a part of it. When I looked at it,
So Dr. Heavenly said that initially when, she pitched the show, Mariah, she was a part of it. But then, Mariah told them after the fact that she would be their exclusive manager and she would get 20% of anything or any businesses that they came up with after the fact for the next 5 years. So Dr. Heavenly says she wasn't cool with that. So she just basically thought it was a joke. She didn't take Mariah seriously and she just moved on until this.
Generic, like she got it online, but it was just the point of the fact that she brought it to us. You know what I mean? So I know some of the girls signed it, but I know me and the other girl shout out. I was like, and I was like, at that point, I write these contracts. I don't sign them. You came at me wrong. I don't want a part of it. So her and her sister was begging me to cast for the show. I was like, no, like begged me, called me up, cast for the show. I was like, no, but I got a business mind. Once the show came on and they had.
I don't believe that. She said that Mariah and I believe her sister were begging her to be on the show. Okay.
Over what, 1.7 million viewers, then that's my business mind coming. And then the producers called me. The producers called me. The real producers of the show. That wasn't shade. I didn't mean to say it like that. Praise the Lord.
That was definitely shade. And what gets me is these unappreciative people, like, don't want to give people credit where credit is due. So she said after they had 1.2 million views on the show, that's when her business mind clicked in, and that's when she wanted to be part of the show. And then just to kind of take away from everything that Mariah did to pitch this show, she said, oh, the real producers called her and that's when she was interested in doing the show. Okay, girl.
I'm shading when I'm not. But the producers called me at my job and they asked me if I would cast the second season. So they called me, the second season to come in. But the first season, Mariah, nah. And I heard what she said about me.
Yeah, she said that Heavenly came, that Heavenly had no makeup. She was heavy.
I was.
She didn't have no style.
Did not.
You really wanted to get on the show. So she said.
So my thing is, if you were all of that, you were heavy, you had no style, your hair, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't a good look. Why would she just beg you to be on the show? Just saying, okay? Give Mariah some credit.
She found the people, and that Quad called in some people, and like different people called in people. She got you a personal trainer or something like that to. Now listen, if I'm gonna make a claim, I'm gonna bring some evidence. Mariah is probably my favorite person on this show, but right is right, wrong is wrong, and proof when it's there, presented. So here is some clips from the live video when Mariah and her mama and her sister Lake was talking about Dr. Heavenly. Y'all check it out, and y'all tell me what y'all think.
Squarespace's creative tools let you design a unique,
She's mad because she doesn't own anything anymore.
Oh, and they had the audacity to say I was stupid enough to sell it. Girl, get on out of here. How you think I got your big dusty self-in?
How did she sell?
I begged the people to put her on. Listen, Heavenly was actually on my sizzle reel, my third sizzle reel. And they put her in the first time around because Bravo liked the girls You know, Bravo like the girls polished, snatched, and pretty, honey. You know them some superficial. They some superficial people, but I'm all for it, honey. They want to go up on Miss Heavenly at first, and say Heavenly said, "What do I need to do?" I said, Heavenly, listen. This is not what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you should do. Get a trainer. I introduced her to me and Toya's trainer at the time, to Jay. I introduced her to a stylist who just happened to be my cousin at the time. Qua hooked up with the weed people up in California. Got a makeover. We did a full makeover. She lost, but she did the work. She lost the weight. You can't take that away from her. She got.
Now, did y'all hear that? They got Dr. Heavenly ass together. They gave her a makeover with, introducing her to the right people to totally change her look. Okay. But Mariah is always such a classy lady. She did say that Heavenly is the one who did the work. Okay. So she gave her credit. And we're going to get into that some more later. And I just wanted to say, congratulations to Mama B. She says her event was outstanding, so much so that they gave her a $400 tip. And she says, and she is exhausted though. Okay, shout out to that. A great, successful event. And she's getting some congratulations. And Sharon said that Mama B's, that's great. And American Born said that's what Bravo does as well. After Bethany made all that money and they didn't get a dime. And American Born also said, and she still had to sign that contract. Big liar. And Sharon said, Heavenly has been lying since day one. And there's always receipts. We got some more coming up. And Sharon says, I believe Mariah, Heavenly needed a lot of work done to her. Okay, let's get back into it.
The staples, the sleeve, the skirt, whatever she needs to do to get the weight off. She did everything she needed to do to push through. You can't take that away. She did. And then she got on there and acted like a damn fool.
She hungry.
She's hangry, honey.
Pay for all that work she had done.
That's a lot.
What you say, Lucy?
She's got to pay for all that work she had to have done.
And that's why business went out. She was like,
she's desperate. She's a desperate housewife.
I said, dingy, dirty, dusty, and dehydrated.
Now, see, that's how a wicked person works, right? They mix lies with truth. Because yes, all of that is true. I had no stuff.
And Dr. Heavenly, you should know because you definitely mix lies on top of lies and then sprinkle it with a little bit of truth. You should know.
I wore scrubs and tennis shoes, no makeup, and still to this day I need help with fashion and all that. That's just not my thing. I know a lot of things. I'm smart. I know a lot of things, but that's just not one of them. But that was before we even shot the pilot. Mm-hmm. She's not telling you the truth when she gave us the contract. Now, all this happened before. She did give me a trainer. I was working with the guy, Jay, at the thing. She found me that. Quad gave me somebody to get some hair. Quad calling people like, well, I need some hair with her. She's a weaveologist. Okay. So Quad helped me out. Mariah helped me out as far as that.
She did American Born.
So that part is true. But that's not why I was on the show because I never casted for the show. Mm-hmm. Because you keep looking at my damn.
Sorry, well, I like to look at that. That's all I'm here. I'm sorry.
But I mean, there's a mixture with lies with the truth, and I did lose a lot of weight. I did, but I was gonna lose that anyway because I had.
Oliver keep trying to fix her hair because she even don't look that presentable, right there. And Q27 said, Heavenly said she would like Mariah. And Sharon said, American Born, she up there acting like she was that girl. Be pleased.
Just had my daughter a few years ago, but I really gave me motivation when people start calling you fat stuff. You know what I mean? Just like I'm about to go down get Invisalign on my damn teeth. Ain't nothing wrong with my teeth. Right. But you see how she makes lies the truth. Because all of that's true.
Right.
But it's in a different context.
And she also said that, Heavenly didn't have no room to talk on the stage that she created when you're the lowest paid on the show.
Okay, yes, I'm still EP, and Heavenly said I sold the rights. Heavenly is a lie. The lowest paid person on the show don't have any right to speak on anything concerning the show. That is beyond. That is beyond her pay schedule. I have not sold the show, nor will I plan on selling it. So it's mine. It started as mine. It's not for sale. I won't be selling it.
That's not true. We get paid based on our years in the show. You know what I mean? So I think me and Lisa get paid the same. I don't know that for sure, but I think Jackie, Simone, and all of them get paid the same. So
No, she know how to pretty up a lie and switch up the truth. She is so good at doing that, changing the narrative.
but I got the highest net worth and income on the show. I never say that, but that's the truth. Okay, so when you say thirsty, that's not me. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what's up, Dr. Heavenly.
Did y'all hear that? Dr. Heavenly said she's the highest paid on the show. I don't believe that for 1 minute. If Heavenly was the highest paid on the show, there is no way she would be on YouTube damaging her and her husband's character and credibility. Okay. It's giving, you're not making the money that you used to make, Dr. Heavenly. I don't know what happened. I don't know what transpired, but it's really not giving that. Okay. And American Born said Mariah still gets a check. Absolutely. And Mariah still got a lot going on. She got her event center. Her husband is paid. And she also, like you said, still gets a check because she is an EP on the show. And Sharon said, Oliver's voice irritates me. I don't know a whole lot about Oliver. I know he used to be with what's her name, Maddie, and they fell out. So I just know bits and pieces. I don't really know him that well, but I don't like what he did because after, Funky Dineva said what he said, he went on somebody's platform and he apologized to Michelle Atelian. First of all, any friend of mine would know if they ever went back and discussed something that we discussed in private and put it on a social media platform, you would never have to worry about me no more. It's just like, they would already know that we would no longer be friends if you decided to do that, So yeah, it would be a wrap because you can't be trusted. And American Born said it's those overpriced veneers she does. And Q27 said, I would like Mariah to come to the show over Sweet Tea because Mariah can read and Sweet Tea can't read the ladies. We love Mariah over here. That ain't no secret. We love Mariah over here. We hope that she does come back. I feel like Mariah, come get your show, girl, because they are driving your show to garbage. Okay. So please come and get your show. And Sharon said, he seems very shady to me. He definitely can't be trusted. I'm just sorry. And then to go back and apologize to Michelle, no, apology not accepted. Like, F you.
I never say because I don't have to. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I mean, I pray for her. I don't think she's happy. I don't think Lisa's happy. And I hope that they get happy.
Now, I want to get into Dr. Heavenly talking about Mama Lucy at the reunion.
Amazon Plus AI is the biggest income opportunity in 2025 right now.
A lot of people had some things to say about you talking about her mother, and she wasn't too happy about you talking about her mother. How does Dr. Heavenly reconcile that?
Part of me feels like maybe I shouldn't have said anything about her mother. But then when I see the newest video she got out with her mom, and I'm being very careful. The lady just had a stroke, but she out there talking stuff about us hitting way below the belt, talking about Jackie, Simone, myself. If you don't want your mama talked about, leave your mama at home. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm grown too. I'm somebody's mama. Actually, you might can't tell it, but I'm 10 years older than Mariah, so respect me. Right. Jackie's damn near 20 years.
Okay. Now, when it comes to what Dr. Heavenly just said, I have different opinions about that. And let me tell you why. I kind of feel like, yes, if you don't want people to come for your mom, you need to keep your mom off these platforms. Like in the case of Letitia and Wanda, okay? Like being an elderly person, you get what you give. I mean, I'm going to respect people, but I'm going to need you to put your mama in her place, because I respect elderly people and my elders. I'm very respectful in that way. But at some point, if you can't get your mama, baby, I'm going to have to just like react. Like, I am going to give you the opportunity to put your mama in her place and say, like, mama, like, you're doing too much. But if you take too long to do that, then hey, it is what it is. Because if your mom wants respect, she got to give respect. And that's just how that goes.
17 years older. So if you're going to talk Jackie, you're going to talk stuff. I didn't say stuff to Jackie. You're going to talk stuff to me and talk about don't talk to your mama. When I'm somebody's mama too, part of me like, forget you. Your mama get it too. Your mama talk stuff too. Your mama can get it too. But that's not right. So I apologize.
And so where is all this coming from between you and Mariah? It's like a behind the scenes type situation.
It's a behind the scenes thing. But she's
Have y'all noticed that every time Dr. Heavenly gives an apology, it never seems sincere? And I don't know if y'all seen that hand motion. She was just like flicking off, the middle finger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Her apologies never seem sincere. An American Born says, exactly. I'm sorry, Sharon Godball says exactly to American Born. And that was in reference to when she said, if he is so close to Junkie, then he definitely is. And Q27 says, I don't love Mariah like that. I just don't want to see Dr. G no more on the show. Okay, I get it. And my moderator, Mama B, says there's 8 likes and 17 in the chat. Even if you are in the bushes, please hit that like button, please, and thank you. And American Born says, I agree. She is not sorry one bit. And never is.
Threaten all of our licenses. So it's like, why play with somebody who has nothing to lose? I've said it over and over again. I'm gonna talk about myself. She threatened my license on camera, saying that she was gonna, do things, and she does that. And it's like, at this point, we've worked really hard for our careers. Jackie, Simone, anybody who has a license needs to be commended as a Black professional. We work really hard. But somebody to say that they coming for your license, that's not what we're here for. I mean, we can throw shade. Me and Jackie and I, we verbal spar. We can do that. But it's go.
Now, this is so hypocritical for her to sit there and say that Mariah came for her license. This girl sat on social media and called Dr. G a whole pedo. Like, for real? Like, you don't think that's coming for somebody's license, somebody's credibility, somebody's job? Like, girl, make it make sense. Like, you should have been in court for that. Like, you should have been sued for that statement. This man is a whole doctor, and you're making those type of statements about him on social media, Dr. Heavenly. Hey, Paula, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Gigi, thank you so much for being here. I think this is my first time seeing you in the chat. Please make sure that you subscribe to the video and like the channel, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And she says, Elaine, aka Heavenly, is emotionally immature. Very, Gigi. And American Born says, she goes too far and hits below the belt, and I would have sued her as well for that. And it's not even about me taking up for Dr. G. Right is right. Like, why would you say that? Like, that is just so lowbrow. And Q27 said, none of the ladies are perfect and none of the ladies take accountability for something. Yes. Hey, Stephanie, thank you so much for being here.
Dirty. She was trying to say I was stepping out on my man at the reunion. They didn't play it because they had no preface. So now you not only come from my life, you come from my family. When you know I would, that's some dirty stuff.
That's a guarantee.
So that's why we really don't want to play with. Well, I don't. I can only speak for myself. Don't really want to. Nah. You know what I do for my family. I ain't even got to say it. So I'm from the bottom.
Oh, right.
Is it worth it? It ain't worth it. I can't even really play with you no more. I can't.
But can we admit?
But if she respect her mother by bringing her out here, looking the way that she do, acting the way that she do, my mother would never do that. All I can speak is for my mother. My mother would never do that. I would just leave my mom at home if it was Miss Lucy.
Can we admit though that Mariah does make good TV?
I think that
Mariah is a funny lady.
I think that, you know what? I can agree with you partially. I think that I throw shade, right?
Guys,
Nobody's mad at
listen
me.
to
You
this.
know what I mean? But I'm there. Like, and people say, well, what is it about Mariah? Heavenly does it too. Why is everybody so mad at Mariah? I think it's the spirit. When she says things, you know it's coming from a negative, deep, dark place. You know what I mean? And when I do it, you know I'm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, or did Dr. Heavenly just describe herself to a T when she says things? She's coming from a deep, dark place, and it's her spirit. This is what she says about Mariah. Really? And give me a second. Where was I? So, American Born says Dr. G isn't the best, but he didn't deserve that. He absolutely did not deserve her saying that about him. Like certain things you can't come back from. And sometimes when you put stuff out there just to be messy and shady, people still, even though it's a lie, people still have that in the back of their mind and they think that there's some truth to it. You know, I mean, even though you have to look at the source, people still have that in the back of their mind because they're thinking this lady didn't just pull that out of a hat. Like she has to have some type of proof for her to say that. And a lot of times there is no proof. She's just being nasty and messy. Oh, okay, great. Gigi, thanks for that. And she says, I love your commentaries. She says she just hasn't caught a live in a while. And Mama B says, is she kidding? She is so hurtful in her tone. And Sharon says, she's talking about herself. And Gigi said, Heavenly fixed her external, but the bitterness, hate, and insecurity show. Exactly.
Right.
Listen, I don't know I'm playing Jackie. When I call Jackie skinny, trust me, that's a compliment to her.
Mhm.
She loves being thin. She thinks that's the greatest thing in the world. You know what I mean? So I think it comes from a dark place, and people can see my spirit. They can see hers, and hers is just dark, in my opinion.
Lucy said she'll beat your ass with her cane. That's what she said.
She said she'll be Toya, and then she said she'll be mad.
She'll beat your ass. She said on the paper, she'll beat your ass.
I would like to see that because the interesting thing is, and you know, I might be wrong to say it. If a bitch come to me with a cane, I don't care how old. Come on now, baby. I won't be. No, I ain't gonna say that. I love the Lord, and I will turn the other cheek.
Heaven, you from 305. I don't believe that. You ain't turning nobody's other cheek. She
said she'll be
So, y'all, I had to admit when I did wrong. In reviewing the footage, Mama Lucy never once did say she would hit Dr. Heavenly with her cane. So, Mama Lucy and Miss Mariah, I do apologize for telling that to Heavenly. See all y'all reality TV people, you see how easy that was? Just apologize. Admit what you're wrong. You're not going to explode or melt or vanish away. And I ain't lose one piece of edge with my apology.
Dear Dr. K, I used to think I was never meant to be beautiful.
5, 4,
You
3,
work
2,
within my budget.
1.
You know what the interesting part is? The interesting part of all this caveat is I got mother sucking sisters too. I got brothers, I got cousins in the 305. I got a mama.
Speaking of your sister, Heavenly, we're going to get into that too a little bit later, but keep on.
Y'all ain't even meant that.
Oh, speaking of your mother, so thank you for saying that. So they say the reason why you can be so easily disrespectful to Mama Lucy is because you don't have no respect for your mother.
But she don't have no respect for her mother. Like what she was saying to me is how she talked to her own mom. That's what that means. She have no respect for older, elder people. So she must not have no respect for her own mom. So I'm gonna give you a pass.
Heavenly.
No, Big Mac.
That's not true. My mother's 84 years old. She had me late in life. And I love my mother to death.
Guys, rest in peace to her mom because I think her mom has since passed away, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
How you gonna say that you ain't even met my mother? That's a progression of lies. You don't even know my mama. I would never bring her on TV because I don't want her subjected to this. And she would never do it. Mm-hmm. You know, certain people and will never do this. You know what I mean? I'm only 84 years old. She's later on in her life. She's, you know, she calm. Why would I?
Right.
So no respect for her. That's reaching.
I do want to talk about your practices.
Okay.
Now, according to Mariah too, and late they said on Facebook Live that Heavenly
And Q said, to me, if you choose to come on TV, and you should realize that you are going to be a liability to yourself and other people. If you are going to sue people on TV, then don't go on TV. And Q27, I agree with you to a certain degree, but I also feel like there should be boundaries, especially since we're talking about professional doctors here. So I do think that when they sign up, that they don't think that it's going to be this level of ratchetness on this show, because when Mariah initially pitched this show, it was a very classy show. So, you know, I don't think that they thought that they would have to worry about this type of slander on the show. And she said Dr. G chose to come back on TV, and he should realize what type of friends he has on the show. And you're absolutely right. So that's why I do agree with you to some degree. Like, you already seen what this show was given. So maybe all of these doctors should rethink being on this show, honestly, because there's no boundaries. And Sharon said, it's always me and Jackie. That's the only female friend she has, because they are just alike, miserable and evil. And you notice how she picked some very light shade, because she's absolutely right. Dr. Jackie loves being thin. She's always throwing it up in, you know, people's faces. Remember when she went off on this beautiful, um, voluptuous, black woman, you know, pretty much talking about, because she was, you know, she felt like she was overweight and that was bad for her health and things like that. And she's always bringing that up to people about their weight and things like that. So she's absolutely right. Dr. Jackie loves it when she calls her thin. So she used something that's actually a compliment to that person. And that's her way of saying that's the type of shade that she throws, which is not true.
They got no money and her practices shut down, and she lost these buildings.
Heavenly ain't nobody friend. She's hungry for money. She hungry to get. She's hungry. She nasty. She lost her practice because to help people. They closed it down. She's not telling the truth.
You remember what those other dentists said about her?
That's what they said.
Okay.
That's what they said. Clear it up, though. Clear it up.
Now, you know, I build up. I wrote a book about it. Mm-hmm. I build up practices and sell them. Now, granted, my money now is invested in a surgical center. Now, we thought it was going to be $1 million. It ended up being 3 times as much. So now I'm investing in something else. But to say, no, that's not true. None of that's true. I sold them. I built them up. I sold them. Buildings, I sold them. Mm-hmm. I sold the real estate because we really weren't making no money. The commercial properties, I sold with the practices, because that was one of the things that people wanted to buy with the business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when my Stockbridge office sold, they wanted to buy the property as well. As far as my real estate, as far as
see how she always trying to clean her stuff up. Now, she just said that she was the highest paid or whatever, you know, and she is going to mention about how she buys, you know, practices that are struggling, and she build them up and resell them. This is my first time hearing about it, so I'm not saying that it's not true. You could used to talk about real estate a whole lot. I haven't heard her talk about real estate the way that she used to. So, and it seems like for her to get that new office for Dr. Damon, it took a lot of their money and their investments. So that might be why she doesn't have that anymore.
Residential property. I hate residential property. Don't pay their rent. And that's why they renting. That's why she rents. That's why I told you. Because they can't pay their bill. They're not qualified to buy. So no, that's no shame. But I'm saying when you're renting something to somebody.
Now, I did no research on the matter, but I find it very hard to believe that Mariah and her husband are renting their house. I find that very hard to believe. Okay.
No. Anyway, but that ain't even near here nor there. But I'm just saying, you rent, the people that rent don't pay their bills. So that's why. But what is Mariah ever owned? Whatever business she got same married to medicine, but she sold that. She don't have the right. I mean, and the reason I'm saying that's not hearsay. They let her squad say that on TV. It's a vanity title. She's the EP on paper, but she gets nothing from it. I hate to put that out there. No, I'm gonna leave it alone. We're gonna pray for her.
I think in the case of Mariah versus Dr. Heavenly, it seems.
So you see how she is continually trying to put Mariah down when Mariah gave this woman an opportunity. Like, she should forever be grateful to Mariah for giving her an opportunity. And we all know that when these reality stars go on these shows, their whole reason for going on these shows is to elevate their businesses, elevate their brands, and things like that. So by Dr. Heavenly being on this show, it has given her business, her dental practice, a lot of exposure, whether good or bad, that's up to her. You know what I'm saying? Her husband's business, a lot of exposure. So she has gained something from Mariah giving her this opportunity. And she also gets paid from being on the show. Okay. So she should be forever grateful, not trying to drag Mariah every chance she get. If she don't have nothing nice to say about Mariah, maybe she just shouldn't speak her name at all, in my opinion.
To me, there's a breakdown in the communication between the two. I really think if maybe Dr. Heavenly and Mariah were in a better place, a lot of the miscommunication would not go as far as it does, because that negative energy would not be there to fuel it to that nasty ass place. Be sure to tune into part 3 of this interview, where Dr. Heavenly reveals what really went down between her and Lisa Nicole.
Okay, guys, that's the end of that. And let me go ahead and read some more comments before I get into the next part of this video. And let's see where we're at. Okay, we're still. So Q27 says, to me, even when Mariah was on the show was not classy or professional. I'm glad you made that point, Q27, because in part 2 of the video and deep dive I'm going to do into this, we're going to talk about that and what Mariah said out of her own mouth. Because one thing I love about Mariah, she always holds herself accountable, unlike some people. For the most part, that's what I've seen from Mariah, okay? And Sharon said, I don't believe anything Heavenly says. Exactly. And Stephanie says, Mariah owns her mom. Okay, Mariah owns her mom. Can you elaborate a little bit more for me on that, Stephanie? And while she's doing that, let's go over here. And oh, okay. Mariah owns her house. Got it. That's I mean, because I can't imagine this woman, her being as successful as she was, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later on the second part, and her husband being so successful, them renting a house. Okay. They got old money, per se. They've been in the business a long time. Now, let me go ahead. Now, I'm going to just share some pictures with you guys. And these are pictures of Dr. Heavenly and her family before they were doctors, just to kind of lead up into what we're getting ready to talk about. So these are just some pictures to give you guys an idea of what Dr. Heavenly looked like back in the day. And it also says, did you know Dr. Heavenly graduated top of her class with a doctorate of dental surgery from McHarry Medical College and that she looked good doing it? Couples who practice medicine together stay together. Dr. Damon Kimes is the perfect match for Dr. Heavenly. 3 kids, 4 medical practices, and a real estate license. Heavenly is starting to look more like Superwoman than a dentist. The most wonderful time of the year, especially when Santa brings a baby. His teeth may be little, but you know, his mama will keep them sparkly clean. A very luxurious couch for a very adorable baby. Okay, their style may have changed a tiny bit, but by Kitten Hills, but Heavenly and Damon still have a honeymoon phase romance. Yeah, right. We might need some medical attention because our hearts are melting. Heavenly's 3 children are just, well, heavenly. Dr. Damon Kimes has one of the best doctor's headshots we've seen. So professional and well lit. We are going to assume there are some good stories from this night, judging by how full those cups are. Heavenly's boys are mini Damons, like father, like son. Damon parting the mountains in the background of representing his fraternity. You be the judge. And this is my thing. Looking at this picture, you would think that Dr. Damon was a lot more outgoing than he portrays on the show. So it almost seems or comes off like he's hiding something. But let's continue. Plenty of flamingos, plenty of denim, and plenty of medical love. Damon has a great grad photo too. That smile screams completed mind chemistry and psychology degree. And this is the last one. Look at that face. That baby is so adorable. We could just eat him up. If his parents are so smart, we can only imagine what he will grow up to do. Okay? So, the next thing I want to share with you guys, let me stop sharing that. And Stephanie said she just had it remodeled and talked about how long they've been in the home. Okay, thanks for that information. See how Dr. Heavenly just be putting lies out there about people. And sometimes those lies linger on until people actually find out the truth. You know, so there are some people out there that probably still think that Mariah is renting her house. Hey, private person, thank you so much for being here. And she said, I'm happy for anyone's success. I'm sure Heavenly has worked hard and is very smart. Her attitude, however, leaves much to be desired. She's absolutely uncouth. That part. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So this was posted back in September, on September 10th of 2021. And this is a part of Heavenly's weight loss journey. Okay. So this shows Dr. Heavenly's transformation pretty much. And she said, "Good morning. When I get hungry or discouraged, I always look at photos to see how far I've come." And guess what, guys? Who do you think had something to do with Dr. Heavenly's transformation? The same person that she chooses to drag on a regular basis. If it wasn't for Mariah, Dr. Heavenly would still look like this first picture. I'm just saying. She encouraged her. That's what a friend does. You know, introduces you to their trainer, their stylist, their hair person. So Mariah had great intentions when it came to Heavenly. Okay. So she brought out the best in Dr. Heavenly. Now, this is the next thing that I want to show you guys. So I'm going to stop sharing this because there is some questions that keep circling around about Dr. Heavenly's sister. And Mama Bees, my moderator, said there are 10 likes and 20 in the chat. Please hit that like button, please. And thank you guys just to push me up in the algorithm so other people can find this video. So this is what I want to show you guys. And give me a second. Let me go ahead and remove that comment so you guys can see. So this is a picture that is supposed to be Dr. Heavenly and her sister. Okay. Now, there has been some word in the streets that Dr. Heavenly's sister dated Dr. Damon first. Now, I don't know how true that is, but judging by the pictures that I just showed you guys, if that did happen, it had to be so, so long ago when they were really kids, okay? And I'm not going to judge anybody for some mistakes that they made when they were probably teenagers. I'm judging from the pictures that I showed you guys that were supposedly before they were doctors. It shows that they have been together for quite some time. And I'm not going to judge Dr. Heavenly, for something that she could have potentially did when she was a young adult. Okay. When you're young, you make mistakes, things happen. Okay. So I'm not going to judge her for that. Now, I can judge her for the things that she does now because she's no longer a kid. So in this post, she said, "Me and my sister Denise," and pay attention to the name Denise, okay? "Who I will always love. Thank you guys for allowing me to tell my story. Tune in tonight at 8 p.m. at Bravo for an all new season of Married to Medicine." And this was posted on October 14th of 2018. Okay. And let me say this, guys, you cannot find any pictures except for one, and I'm going to share that with you guys, of Dr. Heavenly's sister on this platform. And you know what that tells me? She does not want anybody to find her sister because she does not want any of her truths to be told. Okay. So she knew that people were inquiring about her sister, especially after she, made this post or, that episode played out. So she kind of backtracked to try to cover some things up. My thing is, why is this picture so old? Like, you don't have any recent pictures of you and your sister? Like, it's giving, there is some deep rooted issues between Dr. Heavenly and her sister. And not saying that every family member doesn't have that within their family, but it's just giving very weird that her sister has not even came out to debunk any of the rumors or to just say anything for that matter. So let me share this with you guys. Take that off. check the comments really quick, and let's go here. So, guys, this is supposedly a picture of Dr. Heavenly and her sister, and it says, "Me and my beautiful sister Cheryl, please pray for us to work everything out." Now, let me just start off say this allegedly, because we know that sometimes women call women sisters and they don't have to be blood related or whatever the case may be. But this is what leads me to believe that Dr. Heavenly wants us to believe that this is her actual biological sister and they're blood related. It's because she said, "Please pray for us to work everything out." So even if this is not Dr. Heavenly's sister, this is what she wanted the audience to believe. And keep in mind, this picture is so blurry, like she wanted, didn't really want us to know who this lady was. Okay. You can't even see her clearly. Okay. And then the other thing is, she made the picture like it was a video for whatever reason, and it's really a picture. But what I want you guys to pay even closer attention to, yes, some people wish them. Now, keep in mind, I told you guys when that other picture was posted. Now, this was posted January 14th of 2024. So this picture is, that she posted is fairly, recent. So there were a lot of people in the comments. Some people said they would pray for them. But the thing that stood out the most to me, and we can go back to that picture, somebody said, "I thought her name was Denise." Okay. So it seems to me that Heavenly posted this picture to throw everybody off her sister's track, that was probably out there sniffing around to find her sister and probably interview her sister. So she changed the name from Denise to Cheryl. Okay. And several people said that in the comments. Like, they think Dr. Heavenly is a whole joke out here. Okay. Several people mentioned the fact that she said her sister's name was Denise. Okay. Now all of a sudden her sister's name is Cheryl. So that was a point that I wanted to make there, guys. And as you can see, some of the people were giving her well wishes or whatever the case may be. She does have a lot of followers that love the mess. And then she have a lot of, people that just call her out on her mess. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to show you again. And she's called her sister, even when they aired the episode, when she made a phone call to her sister. And I believe her sister didn't even answer the call. Like, they are not in a good place. And as you can see here again, she called her sister Denise. Okay. But she definitely did not want to tag her sister because, again, she does not want anybody to find her sister. Okay. Hey, Cece, thank you so much for being here, sis. And Sharon said, "Heavenly will never give Mariah any credit." Sounds like somebody else we know, huh? "For helping her with her weight loss transformation." And she also said, "Heavenly doesn't want anybody to know what her sister looks like. She doesn't want anybody to find her sister." She absolutely does not. And I don't know what the big secret is, but I am confident that it is going to be revealed one day. Somebody is going to offer her sister the right amount of money. Maybe she doesn't even have to show her face. They can blur that out. But I am waiting on the day when we get some feedback from her sister. Okay. Because from the way that Heavenly portrays her sister on the show, or whatever the case may be, it's just like she's throwing her sister up under the bus. Okay. And she's telling half truths. And she's pretending that she wants to mend the relationship with her sister. And I believe that's true, because the quickest way to make a situation even worse is to go on a reality TV show and talk about me when I can't defend myself. Okay. That's what happened when it came to Trish and Ken talking about Marquez. So he had to come on the show to defend himself because they were spinning a false narrative. So even if there was a chance that her and her sister could repair their relationship, I just don't think that's going to be possible now. But again, we've heard that her and her sister had issues because Damon was dating the sister first. And even if that were the case, by the time that Dr. Heavenly started having kids with this man, married this man, it's time to move on, especially if it happened at a very young age. I'm just saying, because now at this point, these are your nieces, nephews, whatever the case may be, and they deserve to have a relationship with their auntie. So they should have been able to figure out some type of way to mend that just for the sake of the family aspect of it. So, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I will be coming back um, because I don't want this video to be too long. I'm thinking about coming right back. I might take a little break, maybe not, but I am going to come back and I'm going to drop a part 2 about, this right here. Dr. Heavenly and Mariah, what had happened. Okay. So, guys, give me probably about 10 minutes. And if you want to see part 2, I'll be back so that we can get into this just a little bit deeper. And guys, if you did not like this video on your way in, please like this video on your way out so that you can push this video up into the algorithm. I really do appreciate it. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, please drop down in the comment section so that we can keep this conversation going, and like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let me see what you guys are saying before I get out of here. And Shirley, I think this is my first time seeing you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. She says, the word is Damon dated Heavenly's sister first. It was also said Damon's mother doesn't like Heavenly. Okay, so I have definitely heard those two things. And you would think that, they would bring some family members into this dynamic. It's just like outside of, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon and their 3 kids, you don't see any other family members when it comes to their dynamic. Okay. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and bye for now.